The pattern few noticed. Imagine a new president enters office with no prior government or military experience. Within days, executive orders are signed, alliances are questioned, and communication norms are shattered. To critics, it looked chaotic. To supporters, it looked decisive. But historians noticed something else behind the headlines and controversy. There was a consistent governing pattern. Not random, not impulsive. Structured. The real question is, was the administration unpredictable or strategically unpredictable? Modern American presidents typically follow institutional norms. Structured press briefings. Carefully filtered messaging and policy rolled out through established bureaucratic channels. This presidency did not. Instead, communication often came directly from the president himself, sometimes bypassing traditional government messaging systems. Political scientists describe this as a direct executive communication model. It shortened response time. It increased message control, but it also reduced internal filtering. At the same time, the administration relied heavily on a tight circle of advisors rather than large consensus-driven committees, a management style more common in corporate leadership than government. This wasn't accidental. It reflected a governing philosophy. Analysts who studied decision patterns during these years identified three consistent operational principles. Policies were frequently announced in maximalist form before negotiations began. Trade tariffs, diplomatic demands, and alliance spending requests often started at extreme positions, then softened. Negotiation experts recognize the tactic instantly. Anchoring. Start high. Force reaction. Reset terms. Traditional processes were often challenged or bypassed. Long-standing political assumptions, especially regarding global alliances, were openly questioned. For example, during meetings with allied nations, burden sharing became a central issue. Allies were publicly pressed to increase defense spending. The approach broke diplomatic convention, but it achieved measurable funding increases among several member states. Foreign policy messaging was sometimes deliberately ambiguous. Statements toward rivals could shift tone rapidly from cooperative to confrontational. In negotiation theory, unpredictability can be a tactic. If opponents cannot forecast your response, they must prepare for multiple outcomes, often choosing caution. Inside the administration, authority often flowed vertically rather than through layered consensus. Cabinet officials had influence, but final decisions were frequently centralized. Political historians compare this to earlier presidents who favored strong executive control during periods of perceived national competition or crisis. At the same time, party dynamics played a role. The party in power held internal divisions during those years, meaning the administration sometimes negotiated, not only with opponents but with allies. That created a governing environment where persuasion, leverage, and timing became essential tools. Whether praised or criticized, the governing style produced measurable global effects. Trade policy shifted toward bilateral negotiation rather than large multilateral agreements. Defense spending debates intensified among allied nations. Diplomatic language became more direct and less formal. Some analysts argue this approach accelerated geopolitical competition. Others say it exposed tensions that already existed. Either way, the pattern is clear. The administration did not simply react to world events. It attempted to reshape how global politics operated. Even after the presidency ended, several structural effects remained. Direct-to-public political communication is now more common. Executive authority debates intensified in Congress. Future candidates began studying unconventional campaign and governing methods. In political science, this is called institutional precedent, when one administration changes expectations for those that follow. Regardless of ideology, scholars agree on one point. The presidency altered assumptions about how American executive power can be used. History rarely judges leaders based only on personality. It judges systems. So when future historians analyze this period, they may not ask whether the administration was controversial. They may ask something more important. Did this presidency disrupt the system or reveal how the system really works?